All right, so we are going to take a look at the Legends Limited Kid Goku mechanics and kit here. This is, I think, actually, this shouldn't really be an important release, but it actually is a very important release. This character, if he's bad or if he's just not good enough, we are not looking good for May. We got the entire, basically we have the entirety of May with nothing coming out until the anniversary. So this guy will dictate how the first like 3 weeks of the month go in terms of our enjoyment of the game, I think. I did talk about what I would want to see out of this character in my reaction video. I put like a second half of that video is me talking about what I wanted to see out of the 1% sparking and the Legends Limited character. I think the most important thing that this character needs to be doing is a lot of damage. It is very, very important he does that. I think him having some kind of second life mechanic could be really, really good, especially uncancelable ones like Revive. I mean, he's not going to be a revival character. We know that because it would have showed that. But probably, yeah, I mean, I guess it would be indestructible is what we're looking for here. Because they would have showed a comeback probably, and they probably also would have shown a like a succession or anything like a revive, something like that. So they didn't show that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that this character needs to be doing. I'm a little bit nervous going into this, but let's just go ahead and see. Tenaciously survive until late into a fight when you'll become an even more powerful attacker. Legends Limited Goku Youth joins the fight. Okay, I think it sounds okay. He does have indestructible. Take powerful attacks with the indestructible ability. That's good. This super strong ability prevents you from being defeated one time only when your health is reduced to 0. When indestructible activates, your opponent's entire hand will be destroyed, which will prevent them from following up with an attack. Speed you'd expect from young Goku. Completely restore the vanishing gauge up to 3 times with special arts, nimbly dodge enemy attacks. Okay, so that's very similar to Majin Ku, except Majin Ku does it 5 times. Just saying. Number 3 is high attack power in the latter half of battle. Goku has a unique gauge that charges when you use cards, and when it's fully charged, you'll get a permanent 40% boost to damage. Okay. Plus, you'll get another chance to charge it after indestructible activates for a total boost of 80% damage. Endure any onslaught, then aim for a turnaround victory with Legends Limited Goku Youth. He is yellow, which is what I expected. I don't think I talked about the element that I thought he was going to be, but to me it's very obvious. Tambourine was green. Demon King Piccolo was purple. They gave an equipment for a red character, and they gave an equipment for a green character, and they dropped the free-to-play Cyborg Tao who's blue. And they just dropped a blue Goku, so I didn't think this guy was going to be blue. So I think that left yellow as the only other option. So I was pretty confident this guy was going to be yellow. Makes sense. Weapon wielder, I mean, could maybe be kind of relevant with equipment. But yeah, DB, Sun Family, Saiyan. He's on good teams here. Let's see. 38% to strike attack and strike defense. Damn, I was kind of hoping they would give him the health. Like DB gets 10% more HP. And then DB gets 18% to base blast defense. Okay, so his strikes have blast armor. On hit, all arts costs -2. This is actually pretty important. A lot of the characters on DB, in fact, all of the characters on DB do suffer from pretty bad key issues. So any kind of like cost reduction or key restoration things that we're going to be seeing here is pretty important. His blast does nothing. Huh, that's pretty uncommon. The blue card we did see is actually a long range blue card. Landing this special move will reduce your sub counts on switch by 5. Allowing you to get back on the battlefield quickly after switching to stand. That's very similar to like grade 8 Vegeta, the red LF grade 8 Vegeta thing. It's pretty good. Massive damage. On activation, draws a card. Special move damage plus 30%, uncancelable 1. Oh, that's just a permanent buff. Yeah, that's a permanent blue card buff. Wait, no, it's not 3. Wait, huh? 3 counts? Wait, cancelable. Wait, so that's only the first. No, it's not. Yeah, that's only the first time he does that. Why would they do that? 30% special move damage, 3 counts, uncancelable 1 time. Why? Special move damage plus 30%, 3 counts. On hit, sub counts on switch -5 effect. Yeah, I don't know why they'd only do this once only. This should just be infinite times, and then you'd have one 30% buff that's cancelable and one that isn't. I don't really get this. The green card, we saw that this was a stop time green. Nullify enemy special cover changes while also protecting your own key. Oh, that's really good. You can even restore the vanishing gauge by 100%, so keep up your offense. Draws a card, 15% health, 50 key, 100% vanish. Nullify special cover change and protect key. This is really strong. Again, The DB team suffers massive key issues, so this is actually really good. The ultimate, get a total of 80% to ultimate damage if there is a defeated battle member. Okay. Plus penetrate endurance effects. Massive damage. They didn't give him supreme. Okay. Massive damage. 50% ultimate damage, penetrate endurance. And if there's a defeated battle member, you get 30% more ultimate damage. On hit, destroys entire enemy hand and blast armor. Okay. Couldn't have given him like blast card nullification, you know, like the other Goku we just got. Main ability, cancels attribute downgrades in normal conditions, as well as greatly increase various arts costs for all enemies. Disrupt your opponent's offense and gain the upper hand. Draws the ultimate arts card next, health plus 30%, ki plus 50. Cancels attribute downgrades in normal conditions. This is good. Just get rid of paralysis. All enemy strikes, blast, special move, arts cost plus 20. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, that is actually is relatively annoying. All right, starter ability. I'm so nervous, dude. I'm so nervous. This guy's got to be crazy. He actually has to be like the best unit in the game. Get even more buffs when there is a tag. Oh, okay, that's good. I actually do think like making him much better when you have DB allies is really good. All right. Unique gauge plus 30%, damage plus 270%, damage guard plus 150. Okay, so they're kind of learning that this does not work. Where is it? This does not work. And you know what's funny about this? This is the off, like this Goku, he has indestructible on top of this. This guy has this and no second life. Like, okay. Do you guys think they maybe looked at the release and thought maybe they should, you know, pump this number up a little bit? Honestly, this should be 200%. There's no reason why it needs to be 150. They have the same damage. Key recovery 50%. Does DKP have that? Yeah. Draw speed plus 1. Strike / blast arts cost -5. Yeah, so that's all kind of the same. So literally this is the same, except this is 150. Okay. When there is at least one other tag DB ally battle member, 20% damage and 10% damage guard, which is going to jump up to 160% damage guard. Again, this should just be 200. We have characters like now that they explained how damage guard works, where it's basically just canceling the damage inflicted buffs of characters. We have characters that are just like entering the battlefield with support up with like 350% damage. And you're telling me this 150% is enough? No, this should be like 200. This should be like 200%. But this is at least going to help a little bit. 160% damage guard. He's also entering with 290 damage if you have a DB battle member. Okay. Unique ability. Goku has indestructible, which allows you to survive one time only when your health reaches 0. That's very good. Yeah, we needed that. If the enemy uses a special move, ultimate, or awakened arts, you'll recover health and reduce their arts power up to 3. That is something that this team really didn't have a lot of, is arts power down. I think it was Piccolo Jr. had it, but that's really, yeah. These newer characters really don't get that. So that's good. The enemy's ki will even be reduced by 35 when you get hit by an arts attack. Okay. If there's a defeated battle member, using a strike or blast arts will increase your draw speed, making Goku an even more powerful attacker. On battlefield entry, draws 1 card, health plus 10%. Okay, he's healing every time he swaps in. Why is he... Okay. I will never understand this now, because they're like, oh, we're going to give characters that are like regen characters should be getting the health. This guy doesn't heal on entry. Hello? What am I missing here? Because like they even mentioned that in the newsletter. They're like, oh, regen characters should be getting more health restoration and healing because their regeneration and fits the tag more. Why is Kid Goku the one getting this? Like, I think maybe they're realizing that they just made a mistake with his character. That's at the end of the day, the bottom line is this guy was not nearly good enough. All right, health plus 10%, ki plus 20, nullify special cover changes for 5 counts. Yeah, that's kind of like the new thing. Dragon Balls plus 1 time, enemy card draw speed -1. That's actually really good. Card draw speed -1 is good. Dragon Balls is good because it helps DKP a little bit. On strike / blast arts use when there is a defeated battle member, 10 ki, that's every time, right? Every time you get 10 ki. Strike damage plus 20%, 10 counts. That's stackable. Draw speed plus 1. Double card draw speed when there's a defeat. Yeah, that's actually like a really strong ability when you have a defeated battle member. You're getting 10 ki every time you're stacking damage. So this makes me think, like, is Jackie Chun going to be like a death buff character? Which kind of really wouldn't make that much sense. I don't know. But yeah, death buff character, Jackie Chun. Tambourine. Does Tambourine give death buff? I actually don't remember what Tambourine does. I haven't used him very often. He's good, though. Tambourine is a good unit. Does he give death buffs? Let me just why not? No. Does he have? No, he does. He does not have death buffs. Just want to double check. When on battlefield, an enemy uses special moves / ultimate / awakened arts. Health plus 15% 3 times. Enemy arts cost plus 10. Enemy special moves / ultimate / awakened arts power minus 50%. Okay, that's good. And that's unlimited times, right? This is not limited to a certain amount of times. All enemy subcounts plus 5. So if you use a blue card against this Kid Goku, you're locked in. You use an ultimate against this Kid Goku, you're locked in. When hit by enemy arts, damage plus 30% for 10 counts. Enemy key minus 35 one time. Yeah, that's a lot. Damage plus 30%. You know what that is? You know what this reminds me of? Hold on. Blue Videl has something similar. Blue Videl's is a supporting effect, though. Not gonna find this very quickly. Here, falling effects occur every time when hit by an enemy's arts attack. Yeah, it's 15% damage, but it's to the whole team for 15 counts. This is 10 counts, but it's 30% damage, but it's only to him. It's kind of similar. When health is reduced to 0 by enemy attack, activates indestructible, unique gauge charge rate plus 100%. Cancels attribute downgrades / abnormal conditions. Nullifies attribute downgrades / abnormal conditions. Okay, that's good. Destroy an entire enemy hand. Enemy key minus 50. After indestructible ends, health plus 50%. Nullify element disadvantages for 10 counts. So he's going to go type neutral for 10 counts after indestructible is activated. The charge rate on this could be interesting. I don't really know how fast this is going to charge. Strike cover change, can combo this, and then here's the unique gauge. Activating indestructible will allow you to charge the gauge again, which means you can get up to a total of 80% damage. So attack type unique gauge. When unique gauge becomes full, draws 2 cards if hand is 3 or fewer, health plus 20%, key plus 50, damage plus 40%, nullify special cover changes for 5 counts, protect hand for 15 counts. Slightly each time a card. Slightly. That's like Rose. Is that Ultra Rose? Is that what that is? Let me just double check. Ultra Rose. Same rate. Slightly, yeah. It's Ultra Rose. Which means it's going to take a little while to get that filled up, but he's got key protection. This is not a gauge where you can reset it by just using cards. This is going to be a gauge where you have to have your indestructible activated to fill it up again. But then you get the charge rate up, I guess. So if you actually do get this off, I don't is it going to be common to get the second gauge? I don't think so. Let's just assume 80% damage. 350, 370. And then you're stacking damage here. If you have a dead ally, you're stacking damage here. Does he get damage on the green card? No damage on the green. Not even damage on the green card. That's weird. Don't most characters get damage on their green cards? I also don't really understand why this is once only. I think he should be hitting pretty hard, which is really what we were looking for the most here. And he's got indestructible, which is helpful. Is this going to be enough to get Dragon Ball to where they need to be? I'm skeptical. But what I'm more skeptical about is this guy's position on the team. Does this guy even make the team? I'm not saying this because like I'm biased towards this character and I want him to be good, but like, does this guy even make the DB team? I want to see Jackie Chun first. I want to see what he looks like. Tomorrow we'll get the data download. We'll be able to see what he's doing, but I am a little bit skeptical about if this guy even makes the team. Right? You use Kid Goku. is definitely going to be like the main character you want to use on this team. I like this a lot, actually, because every time like Super Saiyan 4 Goku uses a blue card, you're going to be lowering his power and healing yourself. That's like Blue 17 style. Like, it's not really disrupt. It's like Blue 17 style survivability mechanic. And then you get this. Yeah, I think your first pick for DB is this guy. Like, this is the first character you put on your team if you're building a DB team. Who's the second character you put on your team if you're building a DB team? Is it Goku? This 23rd World Tournament Goku? Piccolo Jr. is pretty solid. Like, I could see a world where this guy doesn't even make the team. DKP. I mean, he at least like has a main, like, I don't want to call him like Super Vegeta, because he at least has like a main function, which is to just get your rush out pretty fast, get Dragon Balls back, and like actually do a lot of damage and have a really strong Rising Rush. Unfortunately, if you get gassed, it kind of like defeats the entire purpose of the character. I think you shouldn't have been able to get gassed on this guy, but he has a very clear function. But outside of that very clear function, he's really not bringing much to the table for the team. So I don't know. I feel like maybe the final product of this DB team is going to be excluding DKP, which is like insane. What? I am skeptical that this guy is enough to bring DB up to the level that they need to be to compete with like Daima. But this guy definitely seems pretty solid. I don't want to go and say anything really beyond that before I test him, but he seems solid. We'll see. This is really kind of like the new thing where like, how are characters that are getting this competing with like older units? 5 counts of cover null on entry, and then 5 counts of cover null on green card. How is this competing with Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who basically has unlimited cover null? Like, literally, he pretty much has unlimited cover null, right? So it's hard. It's hard to compete with that, with these new characters that have this. That's really the main thing, but I think he looks pretty good. We'll see what it looks like when he drops. I'll be doing... I thought PvP reset tomorrow, but it actually doesn't. For whatever reason, this is a 3-week season, makes no sense. But I'll be doing a stream anyway tomorrow. Summon stream. We'll do some summons for him live. I'll jump... end the stream. I'll jump into the showcases for Jackie Chun and Goku, but I am a little nervous. We'll see. We'll see. This guy probably is going to feel pretty decent, but is he enough? We will see. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.